In this video, we're going to look at MS Forms and the way in which we can use MS Forms in our teaching and learning. I thought it'd be useful for this video just to have a look at an overview of what we can do with forms. So I'm in Office 365, as you can see. I'm going over to the Forms icon here, clicking on that, and that will open up my forms. Now, the key thing to bear in mind straight away is there are two different types of form you can make. One is a form and the other is a quiz. Now, the big difference between the two is that a quiz allows the response to be graded or be scored. So if you want to set up a quiz with points, then you need to make sure you go here to the quiz and not to the form. The structure is exactly the same, except for the fact that you'll see when we start looking at this in more detail that you can't add a grading system to form. So please make sure you get that right at the beginning, because I do know colleagues who have spent lots of time creating some fantastic forms and to realize that actually they can't grade with them. So with that in mind, I'm going to go into this quiz that I've made and just let's have a little overview of what it can do first. There'll be more videos showing you right from the very beginning to how to make them and what we can do with all of them. But just for now, let's have a look at an overview. So I'm clicking in there. And as you might expect, we make a series of questions and obviously we can pick up the response from it. So we get a title and then a number of questions. We can add images, we can put in the correct responses, which we will indicate which are the right answers. We can put in some true-false questions. We can have multiple answers, multiple correct answers, and so we go on. We can actually also add a video into here as well. Obviously, this is an image, but we could put a video in as well to act as a stimulus. Now, another great thing is that up here you've got the preview, so we can have a look at what that looks like, and you can see we've got computer and mobile there. So on the computer, this is what it would look like, and then if they were on their mobile device, like a phone for example, this is what it would look like. So it just gives you an idea of how, when you're creating it, what it looks like for the students. The other great thing as well is that we can go over here to responses, and we can see that when the students have done the quiz, we can see all sorts of really fantastic rich data. So we can see the average score, we can see lovely colourful graphics of where students have answered and how they've answered and where misconceptions are and proportions and percentages, as you can see. So lots of great graphics which help us to get a visual understanding of what our students are doing and where things need to be improved. What's also really useful is you can review by answer. So if I click on here, I've got two options. I can go via people or by question. So if I'm on people, and it's always a blue bar there that shows me that that's active, I can search for any of my students who have taken this, and then I can see exactly how they've done, time to complete that, and then the points that they've scored. And you can see, and this is what they would see as well once they finish their quiz and once they've got feedback, what they've got right and what they've got wrong. And then you can see here as well, you can give feedback by clicking on that button there. We'll talk more about feedback in another video, but you can give feedback to each question. You can also give feedback to overview to the individual. We can also look at how each question was answered. So in this case, obviously it's question 1. You can scroll and find whichever question you want to look at, and then you can see how well that has been completed. Okay, so I hope you found that useful. There's lots of other things we can look at in terms of theme and share, how we share that with other people, what the settings are like. There's quite a bit going on there as well, but all of these things I will cover in other videos. For now, this is just an overview to say that it's a really, really powerful way for us to get lots of information about how our students are doing and to inform our teaching.